Let's do it.
Alright, it's 4:38, waiting to get into the gym. I don't know, something happened down the road, so we can't actually get through there right now. There's a police car blocking off the roundabout so we can get into the gym. So I'm waiting down the block. The wind and rain, and we've got a huge storm going through the northwest right now. There's limbs down absolutely everywhere. There was a car on the side of the road over here, so I have no idea what's actually going on. I don't know, I guess we'll sit here for a few minutes and see if we can actually get to the gym this morning. The time is any to update. Woke up this morning at 214.0. Not what I wanted to be, but it was still down, so I'm not disappointed. Eating the Mexican food last night, it definitely kept me up. A lot more, ate a few more beans and rice than I probably should have. Both of them on the 4-hour body are good on a diet, are good on that diet. I took out the cheese, gave it to my son. No sour cream or anything like that. Kept it as lean as possible, but I still ate the entire thing, which kind of hurt me a little bit. So if I would have eaten normal last night like I wanted to, I think I would have been at least 213, but I think I would have hit the 212. So just try to go for that this morning or today, and hopefully shoot for 212 tomorrow. And I guess that's probably my biggest struggle in losing so much weight, and another reason why, or I guess another good example of why, how easy it is, or how difficult, depending on how you want to look at it, to keep the weight off, to maintain after losing 160 pounds. Just a couple meals out of whack and you're back up, or you're holding on, and it's unless you've got a good control on your weight and how your body works, you can really lose control of that stuff really fast. I've been doing my diet for quite a long time now. All the cars are trying to get to the gym now. Everybody's just kind of backing up, waiting. I don't know where they think they're going. They're just going to block the entire road. That's great. Yeah, I've been doing this for so long now that I know my body pretty well. I know what I can eat, what I can't, how long I can go. Extending one cheat day into 2 cheat days. I know what it will do to me now. I still kind of toy with it every once in a while and mess up, and I really didn't mess up last night. I knew I was going to be down a little bit. Even if I still ate that, I kept it as lean as possible. Alright, everybody's starting to pull into the parking lot. Way back here waiting for the cop car to move. So hopefully he moves quick so I can get to the freaking gym. Or else that's going to jack up my entire day. Alright, so I decided to just walk. It's only about 3 blocks to the gym. Instead of waiting for the whatever the heck was going on, I just started to walk. Once I got down there, there's a tree that fell across the road. This area is terrible for trees. We live, well, Pacific Northwest, so there's tons of trees, but in this area, real thick with trees in our area, and once the high winds, I don't even know if there's anybody at the Y. I didn't even think about that. There are no cars in the parking lot, so I think I just walked here for nothing. But yeah, this area, as soon as the high winds kick up, trees go down almost every single time. It actually killed a guy about 2 months ago. He was driving back from Costco down the same road that I use every freaking day, and a tree fell across his car and killed him. I think last year it killed a 10-year-old little girl too. So it's not the greatest area to be driving in when the high wind is kicking up. Alright, There's actually people in the Y, so they might be open. Alright, I am literally the only person in the entire gym. So, this is awesome. Alright, I see all the cars coming in the parking lot now, so everybody's finally here. Done. Now for the long walk back to the truck. Actually, it's not long, it's like 3 blocks. Started talking to everybody else. They opened up the road. Well, like I saw in the video, like literally 5 minutes after I got to the gym, so could have waited, but not bad. I figured I wanted to get there. Actually had a little bit more time in the gym this morning. I gotta go in for a dental cleaning. My wife is a dental hygienist, and just gonna clean my teeth before I go to work this morning. So walk back, run home, get ready. Didn't record as much in the gym this morning. About 3 exercises in, it gave me the low battery percentage warning. So I kept it pretty light, only recorded just a little bit of each one. Did a couple more that I didn't record, but wanted to make sure I had battery for the walk home, or the walk back to the truck. Pretty big tree laying across the road. That happens more often than it should around here. I don't know if you can really see it, but that is the type of environment I live in. This place is so thick with trees. Can't even tell there's houses beyond some neighborhoods. You just turn down the street, looks like a dead end. It completely opens up into a huge neighborhood with 100 houses. Got some other videos with the kids walking through hiking. It's like Jason Voorhees style, Friday the 13th type woods all around. This hot little thing's gonna clean my teeth.
What?
I said this hot little thing's gonna clean my teeth. Okay, so I'm done with my dental cleaning, heading to work right now. It's been a pretty slow morning. I've only gotten 2 phone calls, and I got 1 phone call as I was getting up, walking out of the building, so that was kind of nice. The other one, 2 real easy things, so it doesn't seem like a whole lot is going on at work, which is nice, because 2 other people that I work with in my department were actually coming in late. One because of the weather, power was out, ours was flickering on and off all night. The other guy had to go to the airport, so it's nice that it seems like a slow morning, so that's good. I was gonna say, once I got back, I usually weigh myself at 4:15 when I wake up, and I know that's not the optimal weighing time, especially if you eat later at night, 8, 9 o'clock. Waking up at 4:15, probably not. I mean, you still got food digesting. You're probably not the optimal weighing time, but that's usually what I go with, is 4:15. Usually when I come back from the gym, drinking a lot of water as I work out and everything, it's usually the same or a little bit over, but I always weigh when I get back from the gym just to see where I'm at, and I also weigh at night just to see kind of what I do. Not really because I focus on the number too much, but more of a stats and numbers thing. I like to see because I usually plot my points in different apps, and I like to see kind of how my body goes up and down from morning weigh-ins, night weigh-ins, how much I lose through the night, how much I gain or lose through the day, which I think is very important. I like to weigh myself all the time just so I know where those numbers are, but I've also been doing this for a long time, so I know not to pay attention to the daily numbers, whereas a lot of people get really discouraged when they don't see the numbers they want. And the reason they get discouraged, or at least I think the reason they get discouraged, is because you see all this hard work and the numbers don't reflect it sometimes, but there's all kinds of factors as to why those numbers aren't the ones you want to see sometimes. This morning is a perfect example of why I like to weigh all the time. I woke up, you saw the video earlier, 214.0, which was fine. I was down, but I was hoping to be 212. But I knew I ate a little bit more than I should have last night. Sodium, whatever you want to call it, kept me up. And then when I got back from the gym, I actually weighed again, and I was 212.8, which was awesome. And I mean, that's exactly where I wanted to be. It's where I was hoping to be. So once I actually got done at the gym, but that 2-hour time difference, I mean, that's exactly why I tell people not to hold off on weighing. Some people do it once a week. Some people do it once a month. I don't know. Like, if you're trying to lose weight, I don't know why the hell you would weigh yourself once a month. That makes absolutely no sense. And the reason why I say that is because if I didn't know what I was doing, or if I didn't know my body as well as I do now, after dieting for 3+ years, 4+ years actually, it's almost 5. Started my diet at the beginning of 2011, and we're about to hit 2016. I lost all my weight in 2013. Yeah, at the beginning of 2013 is when I hit like my 160 pound mark, and I've been keeping it off ever since. And the reason I tell people to weigh more than that is so you know where you are. Perfect example is this morning. I woke up at 4:15. Obviously, that wasn't my optimal weighing time because I weighed in at 214.0. Literally 2 hours later, I'm 212.8. So my optimal weighing time was later in the afternoon, and a lot of people don't know that, or haven't done it long enough that they know stuff like that. And that's the big factor, and a lot of people get real discouraged and they think their hard work is going for nothing. And I have a lot of people at work, or family, friends, co-workers who ask me all the time, and they'll come in and talk to me, and they're just starting out in this thing, and I constantly tell them, like, weigh yourself constantly so you know where the numbers are, and then pay attention to what they do. I mean, if I was going to weigh in once a week, and I weighed in and I saw that 214, and I was only down, like, because I was 214.2 2 days ago. So if there was a week's time in between those two weigh-ins, I would feel like that week was wasted. But if I weighed in and saw 212, I mean, that's a huge difference. 214.0 to 212.8 is only 1.2 pounds. That's not huge. But when you're looking for those simple, small numbers first starting out, that's huge for somebody. And that's exactly why I say you weigh all the time. Because let's say once a week, Friday is your weigh-in time. I mean, what happens if you had eaten a bunch the night before, or had a lot of sodium, maybe didn't drink enough water, and it doesn't show your optimal weight? And if you were to weigh in like Thursday before Friday, you could have been at a point where you're actually a pound lower. I've had a few people do this. My sister started losing weight, and I told her, I said, just go through and weigh yourself for a couple days, because she was doing the once a week thing because she didn't want to like psych herself out, which I get. But she was weighing in like once a week, and I told her, I said, you know what? I said, you're getting discouraged with the numbers. I said, go ahead and weigh yourself in Saturday also, and then Sunday, just to see where those numbers are. And Friday, she didn't hit a number that she liked. It was fine, but with her hard work, she didn't think it was going to, or she was expecting it to be lower than it was. And then she weighed Saturday, and then she weighed Sunday, and there was literally like a pound difference, but her attitude towards everything was 100% different, just because she lost some of the retention or whatever it was. Her optimal weighing day in this point wasn't Friday, it was Saturday or Sunday. And I think that's the biggest thing right there, and that's probably my biggest push, or the best example I can give you on why you should weigh more frequently, or at least why I weigh more frequently. Because I mean, there are days when I don't drink enough water. Let's say I weigh in and I'm like 215. That could be any reason. It could be just eating Mexican food, loaded with sodium, salsa. I put salsa on a lot of things. That is huge sodium amounts in it. And so if I weigh myself at 215 and the next day I lose all that, I drink a lot of water, all that stuff is gone, I mean, you can instantly drop like 2 pounds of retention. And if you don't weigh yourself the next day, you're not going to know that. So you're going to continue out that next week up at 215 when you're really probably 213. And you approach the week, and you approach your diet, and you approach your progress with a much different attitude. And that's huge. And also, a lot of people see the numbers go down. This is another thing I've noticed. Say you're running your ass off all day long, you're not drinking enough water, you're not getting as much food, but you wake up the next day and you're lower than you thought you would be. Say you normally hover around like 212, 213, and you wake up and you happen to be 210. You see that number, you get excited, and then you go through the next day, you're like, oh, okay, I've got this, I can do it. So you jump in, eat well that same day, drink your water like you're supposed to. Your body's taking in that food again, the food that it missed the day before, and you wake up the next day, it was like, oh, it was 210 yesterday, I'm going to jump in. And then your body takes everything and it gets you back to your optimal, or your actual weight, and you weigh in at 211, maybe 212. When you were 210 the day before because of not eating enough, I mean, that's defeating. I've been there. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. And that's why weighing yourself, it's like a yo-yo. I mean, depending on your body and retention and losing and not eating enough, I mean, your actual weight is a straight line if you plot it. But the daily weigh-ins will show you up, down, up, down, up, down. So, I mean, if you're looking at paying attention to those daily numbers, it can be maddening. Which is why I always tell people you got to look for the long scale. This is a marathon, not a sprint. If you're looking for the quick numbers, they're going to fail you almost every single time. All right, heading to work right now, and hopefully it's not crazy busy when I get in there.